Boys and girls, welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4 Black Ice. Latest update now is 2nd of August 2026, and in my German campaign I have now reached September 1940, and this would be, I think, the 15th installment of this series. And today we're not gonna play. We're just gonna sit around and mess and do micromanagement because it's vacation time and morning coffee and enjoyment of life. What I like with Black Ice is that there is a lot of small minor details and stuff to dive into. That is fun. And I enjoy this period between the fall of France, as you can see here. When we left off, I think we had defeated Belgium and we were fighting in France. And I enjoy this period between the fall of France and the launch of Barbarossa, because that allows you to kind of shape the... I guess this is the... Is this the middle of the war, or is this the end of the beginning of the war? Doesn't matter. What happened was that I wanted to wait until 26th of June because I had a collaboration operation going, but it was just too expensive to keep the war going, and it was expensive enough to invade France. This turn I lost, so let me see, if I lost 13,000 in Poland, so I lost 58,000 troops fighting in the west. I am sure you can see how many tanks you lost, how much equipment you lost, but I don't quite remember. Is it here, equipment during the last 12 months? Let's see, if we scroll down, we lost tankettes. That's weird. It seems we lost nearly 600 light tanks and 200 medium tanks fighting in the west. That is fairly substantial. I don't design my my army strong enough to break through into Paris without suffering appropriate losses here. I wonder... Alright, and we also lost 213,000. That is including garrisons as well, which is hard to calculate. It's hard to do anything about it. I know manpower losses aren't massive, but I've done better than this. 12,000, 19,000. Yeah, that's not... The infantry losses I don't care about. I have a huge stockpile from capturing the west. I have to say that I do believe maybe... See, I have almost 100,000 and over 100,000 field... Have you ever seen field uniforms at 136? And I also given some away to like Manchuria. So I think you get even more. Or maybe it is because I captured France early, because we did capitulate them. Oh, if it wasn't end of April, it was in May. Because, as I said, I didn't wait for June. It would have been just too expensive. But now France is it F7? F7 allows you to see your compliance, and Poland's compliance is on average 42%, which is very nice. Apparently I probably did 3 collaborations, or maybe even 4 in Poland. I can't, no, 4, I couldn't have done 4. But it is above 38%, and when it's above 31%, you get 5% of Poland's local factories, as you can see from this tooltip here. You get the 5% resources and 10% local supplies. I don't know what local supplies is. Just creation from VPs, victory points. When you invade during Barbarossa, you get more supplies in the area to launch the offensive from. That is nice. I'm over, how much? 30% resistance here, which gives minus 10% recruitable population. Well, you don't get a lot Oh wait, you get 38,000 Polish recruits. All right, this is weird to me. I mean, I'm pretty sure my 38,000 Polish recruits, they are inside my manpower pool of 144 now. But what if this goes down and I lose this, or if I get less, are they subtracted then from the manpower pool? I don't know quite how it works. But as you can see, France is only up to 21 compliance. So we do get enemy operative detection chance, which I don't care nothing about. Local police force is nice though. If I could reach 25 compliance, I would need 10% less garrisons, and I would get from France, which is a large country, the largest I occupy, 10% more recruit population. But it's only 50,000 now. 10% more would be 5,000 recruits. I really don't care about that. So Poland, we get 46% of their factories, and there's 100 there. So I get 46 factories. That's really, really nice. It's almost as much as France now, which gives me 59 factories. So let's see if we hover here over factories. We have 62 military factories from occupation, 7 naval dockyards, and 96 civilian. So that's a shitload of occupied factories. And the better compliance you have. So how about garrisons? We lost only 6k manpower during the last year occupying, and we lost 5,700, mostly garrison. You see, I lose some other equipment, and that must be from HQ, the HQ company. Because what unit am I using? I am using the Grenzwacht, and I should probably have redesigned this already. We can do it now. Now is better late than never. We have this suppression division that I think I get from Austria. It consists of one single garrison. If you use this, you only lose garrison equipment from attrition, from occupation service. I have this with a headquarters detachment. This doesn't give any suppression bonus. It gives me organization, which I don't think an occupation division. So I should remove this. And another thing you can do is, since the military police detachment gives a bonus for every garrison battalion, if you have surplus army organization, which you don't, you get a 1% suppression bonus on these guys here. So either I pay 10 army experience to remove the headquarters. Let me know in the comments if you know, if you say this is important for a garrison unit. I don't think it is. So I've been wasting that equipment you saw lost needlessly up until now. You want a military police detachment for that 1% suppression bonus. It is possible that that will go up with research further on. But you could fill up with 25 garrison battalions, and this military police detachment 1% bonus would affect 25 times as many. It would be in effect 25%, and that will save you a little bit of equipment or manpower. Yeah, with such a small bonus, that's hardly worth the 125 or so army experience, which is quite a lot, to be honest. Maybe not so much once the Russian war has started, but up until this stage I have other stuff to do with my army experience, to be honest. But I want to remove the headquarters, or I could add a military police here to this one, and I think, oh god, it is, I don't know. We're gonna do it like this. We're gonna duplicate this one. And we don't want to use any new fancy modern. We just want to use old shitty equipment here. Oh, so this is a trap, right? Yeah. Because I don't have any new equipment hidden underneath here. We have plenty of... Okay, so that's weird. They added new radio equipment from... Wait. We're gonna reset this. Wait, I had to see this. No. Duplicate. Okay, so we don't have new equipment. So they haven't added the new modern uniforms. That's good. They do, however, have added new Norwegian, Finnish, Spanish, Austrian, Polish radios, which it shouldn't have done that, I think. I mean, British? No. But I'm fine with that. Radio equipment is radio equipment. And here, we only use... I mean, obviously we want to use our new upgraded garrison. So... I know this might be boring for some people, but if you don't like... Okay, they are using 36, that's... We have plenty of old World War I field uniforms. 126,000. Cavalry has added, which it shouldn't have. It should be a lot of these that should not be checked off. So that's weird. Support equipment's fine. It hasn't added any modern infantry equipment, but we don't have to use the modern, semi-modern. It hasn't added old captured rifles. So do you see what I'm saying here? It's like the game is bugged. We don't want to use modern vehicles. We are not. And we're not using any. We just gonna use... I wonder how many of these we have. We might run out, and I think I'll allow using... We're not... Probably a lot of these equipment types will disappear once we do this. This is gonna cost 10 army experience. It's gonna be low reserves. I'm just gonna call this... We have to rename it, I suppose. Garrison. It's actually a battalion. And can you... Yeah, this is the smallest symbol there is. And just because it looks fancy, we can make it black, like so. And from now on, in occupied territories, we want to be using this new fancy garrison battalion. And from now on, hopefully we will not use any proper military equipment, but just garrison equipment. Oh, this is gonna be a long winding one. I hope you enjoy details of Black Ice, otherwise this will not be the video for you. Here's the support equipment 1. I can't remember if I have upgraded it. I have not. And why haven't I invested? Why is it called version 2 then? Here's the... So this is weird. No. We have an original. This one has a higher cost. Wait. Oh, this is what I've done. The version has added... Okay, you start with this one. It doesn't have a MIO inside it. I have added the Walter MIO to this equipment type. So we could basically call it Walter instead. That would have helped me. You can't have a parenthesis. Yes, you can. And this gives me 8% extra suppression for a very, very small cost. And I do believe it costs almost nothing. Yeah, I think they changed it in this update. It doesn't cost any army experience. Can you see? I have to show you. Can you see this button here? Save. It says 0 army experience. It's possible that there is a trait in the MIO that lowers the cost, but I think this is the case with anyone. It is free to place MIOs, and also you can research and produce with as many MIO positions as you want. There used to be a limit, 5, 10, 3, 2, 3, 1 for tank MIOs, which was very annoying because you had to change around. Okay, oh, I stopped producing with this MIO. It was free to replace it with another one, so you replace it and use it to research. A lot of micromanagement that is going out now, because if you want to produce 1, 2, 3 with MAN, you can just do that, and you can research a 4th with MAN, MIN. So that's good. I'm losing my track here. Anyways, we have 8% better garrison equipment because of that. I would like to invest in making garrison equipment cheaper over the long haul, but I am going to wait to invest my army equipment until 1941, when we get the improved end version. This doesn't continue, so you can pour in army experience in here. This one has a 0.6 suppression value. I hope you can see the mouse pointer in the stream. I'm not gonna use Epic Pen here, or no, you couldn't see it. It has higher reliability, and I think the weird thing is the more modern version is cheaper than the previous version. Yep, see, this one is 1.71. It's probably a bit low. Oh, it starts at 1.8, and this is 1.6. So in 1941, we're gonna save up army experience, and we're gonna. So I'm not upgrading the old, expensive, bad garrison equipment with trade points. What, I don't know what it's called. We have a lot of decisions going on here. Let's go through them. I am now fully committed to getting up to 100 stability. That is one of my main priorities. One out of about 50 different priorities. And as you can see, we increase our weekly stability very much here, 0.77. That is because we have bonuses for the fall of France. I'm not sure if I should. I don't think I'll do assurances of victory. It's very powerful. No, it's not. War propaganda gives much more weekly war support, and I'm already at 90 there, so no. I'm running We Fight United. I usually never do any war measures. I'd say if you were to use one, this one with requisition cars, you get nearly 3,000 civilian cars and 300 military cars. That in total 3,000 cars for 4% factory output over 90 days. It is. I don't know how many IC that comes out to. It's probably not worth it, but maybe this one. The others I feel are badly designed, because 1,000 motorcycles, it's so much lower bonus than picking 3,000 cars, 1,000 motorcycles. Whoever designed this, or Black Eyes, if you're watching this, you need to balance these. Either make the motorcycles better or make the cars worse. I would suggest to make all of them a tiny bit better. But I think I calculated how many civilian IC this would cost you. approximately, and compared to how many IC would be to produce, you can get 1.3k civilian trucks. Remember, those are early bad trucks as well. I mean they work, but here I guess this one could be if you're fighting an end of the war, like a 44 campaign, you get instantly military factories here. It costs you war support and stability. Who cares? This metal one, oh my god, it is like, it's horrible. You get so little resources. Never pick them. Why am I talking about decisions? Here's a new one. Demand access to Syria. Haven't really read through it. Don't know what it does. Oh, Syria becomes a Reich protectorate. And Lebanon as well. So we... So Vichy gives Syria to Germany. It's not only access, it's actually take over their... Enact military access, enact airbase access. I guess when the coup in Iraq pops in 1941, could be interesting to make a sneak through transport into Aleppo here, and actually military support with ground forces. If you feel you can spare, because there's a high risk the British are going to intercept you. In a way, I think the Brits are not patrolling the Eastern Mediterranean as much now as until they lose Greece, because now they're focused on the Central Mediterranean, which we will talk about. And okay, so that's nice. That's a cool one, but it's new. And yeah, and as usual, I run national celebration. It gives stability and also gives a little bit faster compliance growth and food, which is basically free. And as you can see, there's a lot of historical units that I have not meddled with this playthrough. Neither have I started any SS troops, and I did not get the bauxite in Norway, and that was the right choice because I am running a huge surplus. Well, I'm buying bauxite from Vichy France so that I can build a lot of aluminium and save up bauxite. Okay, we're nearing the max storage for bauxite, so I should focus on maximizing aluminium production. So much to talk about. So that's the fall of France, the decisions, spying. I'm now stealing, I have a civilian asset in France, so I'm stealing an industrial blueprint from France. And how you do that after the fall of France, the French capital is down here by Australia. I think I can remove this spy and use her somewhere. Could probably make invasion of Greece a little bit better. So I have spies in Yugoslavia and in Greece, and in Britain and in Egypt. So I'm doing the kind of military scouting. I should probably start an operation in Britain. I would say, should we infiltrate their navy, their air force, or maybe their army? Another thing I need to consider here is 145 days. If I were to spy on the French, because I don't think their research, the French research, is going to be worse. It's going to be about the same as the British, and so you might as well steal from the French. Do they have anything like defeatism? Doesn't do anything for the research. It's pretty okay. So this is the only thing that Vichy France. No, this is Free France. Yeah. So, at least in 1940, I think it is as easy to steal from the French as from the British, and it's probably less spy opposition somehow. So maybe you want to... No, I don't. I just want to see, infiltrating the army takes 118 days, whereas with the British, it takes 145 days. Because the enemy has counterintelligence 61%, if you hover over here. The base duration is 90 days. So, what do you say? Should we actually... should we actually keep stealing tech from the French? It's gonna be faster. But how much better is the British research worth compared to the French? I think you're gonna steal juicier techs than from the French. But in 1940, how much better is the French? Oh wait, what's this? That's a Yugoslavian. Oh, because I have spies there. The hell am I on about? Oh, funny. The French counterintelligence is as good as the Yugoslavian. No, that was the French. Right. Let me think here for a while. I mean, you would expect the British Navy to be a lot... what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna infiltrate the French army. 4 months. And... as you can see here, this is a routine. The risk is 10%. Oh, it costs a full air transport group, so it's not free. I consider support and reconnaissance basically free, but an air transport group is not free. Okay, 32% to get 10 army experience. And this is infiltration, right? I don't see any bonuses here. I prefer to use low-level beginner spies for these missions. And as you can see I recruit Russian ones, so I can use them to spy on the Russian front later on when the war starts during Barbarossa. So we're gonna infiltrate the French army. Free French army. 4 months? That's taking forever. Because we're gonna steal blueprints from the French army. Yeah. I actually haven't compared the times between France and UK. I always, after the fall of France, I just changed over and started stealing British blueprints. I guess it's not crazy because you probably get better techs that you steal more and better. We are producing a bit of outdated equipment. For example, I'll show you. I'm jumping around here now a bit, am I not? Aren't I? I think we're gonna upgrade our destroyers. I've actually made a 1940A and 1940B. It's mostly sonar and target acquisition, like electronical stuff. So I think I'm gonna change this. You lose 73 days of production. That's too much. That's more than 2 months. So let's. How long is it going to take to produce one of these? Right. No, but this is gonna be the last A version. So here we are producing a B version that has the level 4 fire control and the level 2 anti-air fire control. I think that is what is upgraded. The 1934 starter destroyers, they have level 2 damage control and subdivision. So that's quite a large upgrade to just get this up to 4. Why am I building destroyers? Yeah, I don't know. You might as well build. I should build submarines. That would be the better choice. I'm also building the F8 class here. Is that is escort? So I made this a lot better at submarine. That's all it does. everything is as cheap as possible, but it just has a lot of and I haven't oh, it has to. Oh fuck, look. No, oh, this is for depth charges. Why didn't I forgot to upgrade to the latest sonar. That is retarded. I'm pretty sure I could have made at least net level 3 here. So this is gonna go up to 30 depth chargers. So this will be my F9 class, I suppose. And why didn't I do this earlier? And we have a designer that gives anti-air and light attack. This Decimag, at least the icon is new, and its tech tree is new, and I don't recognize the name. So this is a new MIO. Don't know if it's from Götterdämmerung, from the new update in Black Ice, or a vanilla Hearts of Iron 4 upgrade. Don't know, but it's new for me from my latest Black Ice playthrough. As you can see, we have no anti-air, no deck gun. So it's basically a 20 knot submarine, anti-submarine warfare. I'm doing this because I want to kind of meddle in the... No, I don't want to. I just want to make a new one. I think maybe it could be useful to hunt some Soviet submarines in the Baltic with these guys, the F9 class and the F8 class. Did I just, you know, maybe I just grabbed the base. No, I did redesign this, but I forgot about the sonar. Anyway, sorry for the... I told you this is gonna be winding Black Ice overview presentation. Navy, Navy, Navy. Okay, let's go through the Navy a bit. I can't show you, but somehow my training army here does eject and split up, even though I had automatic split off disabled. I don't understand why. I only have 15 coastal submarines in the Mediterranean left. I lost a lot of them passing in through Gibraltar, or the Straits of Gibraltar, and that is new. The UK AI is much better at patrolling the Western Mediterranean here, so I lost a lot of them. I appreciate that. That's good historical detail. And I moved over Dönitz. He's slightly better at having his submarines under him survive than the other submarine leader. So it's gonna... I've taken them off convoy raiding for 14 days because that's how long it takes to replace a leader. I should have, you know, figured this out earlier. Send Dönitz to the Mediterranean. He is the best. And out in the Atlantic, I only have 6 ocean-going long-range Type 7 submarines left. The rest have died. And I haven't built a lot of new ones. I do have Scharnhorst operating in my patrol fleet now, and I'm training all the other surface ships that I built, which are, of course, the other. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. I'm still building the 4 large cruisers, and as we know, I didn't have the capital shipyard production capacity to build 4 capital ships on top of Scharnhorst, the 2 battleships, default ones. So I think I go with 2 or 3 next time. Probably 2. 4 was too many. We know that now. They are going to be available September, August. So by the time we kick off Barbarossa, have kicked off. How many submarines are we building now? Oh, we're starting to... Oh, look at that. We're up to... Is it 9? Yeah, 9 submarines we're building. And the Type C class is better than the B class. I'm not gonna show you. I just updated it with the latest stuff. So you know, what you should do is probably name this training fleet and manually assign... Fuck. Where's the training fleet? I didn't rename it. No, I didn't. Here. And then they automatically will go into this fleet. But you know what? Every time you upgrade model, you have to redo this. I think it would be a very good feature in the game to have just, if I start producing a new ship, do you have a specific flotilla that you want the reinforcements to go to always, so you don't have to manually do this all the time. This is a nightmare of micromanagement. So I basically have them pop up here, and occasionally I just manually push them into the training fleet. Yes, it's a little bit suboptimal. It's not the most efficient way. This way they're gonna start training immediately, but I just can't. I can't live with the micromanagement. It is too much even for me. I'm doing it now on live stream here. But I mean, playing sloppily. Real black guys is micromanagement hell. You know that. You know that. Alright. My OCD kicked in and I had to do this. And wash my hands 15 times afterwards. So that's my navy. I have cut off by making these sea zones red here. Block them. And I also block the Eastern Mediterranean because I don't want my ships to go in there and suicide. What I don't understand is why my supply convoys are still going to Derna and Tobruk here, even though I blocked the Ionian Sea. Yeah, you can tell me in the comments why that is the case. And now apparently we're in North Africa now. What have we have a new theater here that is called North Africa. I just haven't had the time to rename it. The commander is the Austrian Field Marshal called Exler. Why is that? Well, I like that he's got the 5% desert movement. Oh, 5% desert movement. And he also is gonna level that up 15% faster than other leaders. He's only got a 2% logistics, which is basically the only trait I care about here. He's a mountaineer, so maybe he shouldn't be here. He's gonna level up 10% faster, and he's gonna give my African divisions 15% less attrition. Well, it's a field marshal trait, so it's gonna be halved. So it's 7.5, but 7.5% less division attrition in North Africa is excellent. So you might say he's a bad field marshal, he's got bad stats, but he's got the traits that I'm looking for. And then another leader. This is my North African garrisons. Should probably make it a like an Africa garrisons, huh? How about that? And he's got 17 of these Austrian templates that has 24 light old artillery and 3 battalions, engineers and headquarters. So, you know, 32 soft attack and 45 defense. Sitting in a port, this is gonna slow down. It's got 26 organization. It's gonna slow down any invasion 5k manpower. And I placed one of these in each North African port. Even these useless. So that would be, let's say, 85,000 men. Is it correct? Yeah, that's a pretty substantial investment into North Africa. And then I also sent down Wilhelm Dietrich, which he has been remade. He used to be a skill 4 leader. He was a bit defensive here as well. So I given him defensive doctrine and unyielding defender, so that he's gonna be a defensive armor leader. Yeah, I can't give him Panzer expert yet. Maybe armor division defense 6%. Oh, this used to be 8%. This has been reworked. I'm pretty sure this was 4%, and this was 8% here. Yeah, they changed the traits somehow. Black Ice or Vanilla HOI, don't know. Anyways, I'm rambling. He's got 5 light tank divisions under his command, and they all run only foreign light tanks. shitty captured tanks. So there's 1,000 crappy. Oh, and this is gonna make these light divisions slower, but I really don't care if they're 7 or 6 speed. They are basically free. I'm paying for the trucks. Yeah, it's 345 trucks each, but that's a price I'm willing to pay. When I sent them up to the front after they're reconfigured, oh, of course, these templates should be the first to get an armored maintenance detachment with the recovery vehicle on them, because Africa is a brutal terrain and these tanks have low maintenance, durability. No, you know what I mean. They have low, reliability. But instead of 14%, you get a 19% reliability on your tanks with that armored Bergepanzer ARV vehicle maintenance company on them. So they got decent stats: 127 soft attack, 114 breakthrough, 10 armor. It's pretty shitty, the armor. Speed is low for an armor. These guys don't have medals. I have not wasted elite divisions with promotion on them here in Africa for now. Of course, you would like to have medals where you have supply consumption lowered. I played like that sometimes, but I'm keeping them west of Tobruk and west of Derna, because for now the Italians are already overstretching the supply system here. I have decided to invest into 2 ports, one in Derna and one in Tobruk. Something I really can't afford to do, to be honest, even though I have a lot of slots building now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 slots of full construction. I really need fuel. And why do I need fuel? Because right now I am importing everything I can from Romania and Slovakia. That's the only oil you can get from Europe. I think Iran would be around Africa, around the ocean, on the ocean. It wouldn't go the land route, I suppose. Should go through Turkey, Bulgaria, Yugoslavia into the German right. We can try, but I'm fairly certain the game sends it, and it's only 11. What is the actual? Is it 8? 14? Is it 16? Okay, it's 16. Yeah, it's 16 oil. All right. I have to buy every scrap of Soviet oil that I can. I did turn down the first offer of pop-up event purchase of fuel from the Soviet Union, which is 17 fuel per hour. I think it's better to buy oil in the trade menu here. But the result is that, oh, the low fuel has just disappeared. I had 2 icons, and this one low fuel in storage, but then there popped up a new one that said your army has low fuel availability, and it gave some horrible debuffs. So I really want to avoid that. Army daily consumption, just sitting still, is 1.2k. That is fine, but the maximum daily consumption is 20k. And when you start moving your army, it basically just slurps in the fuel storage capabilities. So I am way behind on fuel. I basically can't fight, and I do feel that I think they changed something with either I built fewer fuel refineries so far at this stage of the war than I usually do. I think that's the case. But maybe they tuned up the fuel consumption certain units or something. Because I don't recognize a maximum daily consumption of 20k for the German army at this stage. Oh, I do have more tanks than usual. Okay, so here I have 8 tank production. if I utilize this, it tends to disappear. So I don't like that the game gives you tank production then removes it. I don't know why, if it has something to do with stability or... But I'm not gonna use it for a day or two, so we can see if it remains here. I am building a lot of tanks here now. I am starting up my 4th 10 factory slot for Panzer IVs. There's no reason now in this build to focus them. It's better to have more different slots so that I can take over one modern tank and increase production efficiency at a time. It takes hell of a long time to get the production efficiency up, so because the MIOs aren't as limited as before, I am now doing this. So I wanted to show you what I'm gonna do with my Stugs, the cheaper, slower version of the tanks. They're basically good tanks, it's just that they are not as fast. And we have grinded up, produced almost 200 of them. Where are they? Here, yep, 179. And I don't know why there are 2 versions of them. That's weird. I feel I only produced 1 single version of them. Very weird. So what you're gonna do with 6 speed? Well, you could either... How fast is a cavalry battalion? It doesn't say. I'd say it's 5.4, the speed of cavalry. So this would fit well with combining with the Stugs at 6 speed. The cavalry would draw the division down a little bit, but if you were to semi-motorized infantry, how fast are they? I think they're 6.5. But why can't you see the speed on them? Alright, so that's not how you do it. So... My brain is melting. I wanna examine. Maybe, alright, if I would add a semi-motorized, how much would I slow down? Right, it is 6.5. So I have a choice. Either I design cavalry divisions with Stug support, which is kind of a cool idea. I do have like 13,000 cavalry equipment sitting around doing nothing, so that's not a problem. Whereas with if I do semi-motorized, I would have to produce more trucks. I do have 5k trucks, so it doesn't really matter for materials whether I do cavalry or if I do semi-motorized. I guess it's more of a question, how much better is the semi-motorized fighting stats compared to... Okay. I think cavalry is fairly strong in the beginning of the war, but then it gets worse over time. This is, I mean, it's really hard to make a... So a semi-motorized has 446. I mean, I guess this is more expensive, so it should be better. Right. So what I'm trying to do is compose a cheap, faster than infantry, but slower than Panzer Division, mid movement, Eastern Front, smaller, moving up to defend and kind of help Panzer Divisions. After the Panzer Divisions push through, you send these guys in after them, kind of like the light. These are really fast light divisions that I'm using, but they're also very small. It is something like this I want, but instead of 1 battalion of light tanks, I want 2 or 3 Stugs maybe even self-propelled artillery. But I think I'm gonna have to do it from either this or this one. You know, you see why I don't do this a lot live, design stuff. I don't stream this usually because it takes a long time for me to grasp all the details in Black Ice. So let's see. Well, yeah, I'm not I'm not gonna do this. This is gonna take me too long time. If you were to replace this, you would lose, obviously you would lose a lot of speed. Right. So next time you're gonna see a mid-speed either cavalry or a semi-motorized division. Jesus, this is so, it's just so slow. Alright, this one we have to move ahead. I do run 102% energy, but I am building 2 power plants, so that should give 1% each, so I should be around 100%. You lose a lot of energy consumption in France because they have more resources and industry than they have power plants. So that's why I'm behind with that. Could go through here. Research. Am I doing set? Okay. I got the half a year ahead of time bonus from the Soviet tank research deal focus. So I am doing a 1941 tank 6 months earlier without paying any ahead of time penalty, which is good for me. I am doing a lot of doctrines for Barbarossa. I want my on-map army to be as powerful as possible. I am falling behind in industry and in modern production of infantry weapons. We're researching ahead. Aircraft. Not really doing any... Oh, sloped armor is going to be for the new tank, of course. Okay, I guess I am doing the 50mm anti-tank gun. And I guess that is because I want this, the upgraded version of this, to sit in the Panzer IV-F. It takes too long time to do the proper 75mm long barrel gun there, so it's just going to be a 50mm, I think. Let's see if we can time all these. So maybe it's probably going to be one more tank upgrade, what you call it, tank gun upgrade here. Which one is it? Yeah. Oh, fuck, I haven't done this one. Yeah, 41 days. I could do this now. I need to do this. So I missed something. Should have done this in 39, and this one now. Okay, 80 days. Yeah, you always forget something, don't you? If I wanted to do the 75mm, I have to wait until 1942 with that. So we're gonna get a new tank, but either we keep producing it with the short barrel 75mm and then change over to a new version with the 50mm later on. That's gonna be a very hard decision, because every time you change the model, you lose a hell of a lot of production efficiency. I honestly kind of just want to finish the 1941 version, take 80, it's gonna be 82 days from... Okay, in 14 days I can start doing the tank gun. So we got about a 3-month delay because I'm an idiot. No, it's really, really hard to time your researches perfectly. Only occasionally do I succeed with this. Oh, I didn't... Yeah, I showed... This is gonna be my armored reserve in North Africa. If the Italians crumble, I'll send these French tank divisions in. And I really can't use them now because the supply is so bad. Okay, I think I said that. I guess I'm starting to set up for a 1941 attack into Yugoslavia. And I should move troops into Albania, because Italy will attack Greece. But I don't know what to send there. I don't have a lot of mountain troops. As you can see, I'm using all of my new, modified, changed, updated special forces limit. They calculate it differently than they did before this update. I built mostly marines and paratroopers. And my thinking here is that I can exploit the game and form this event decision mountain divisions, and they will pop up on map, and it won't prevent me from increasing above the limit with these decisions here. I'm paying political power for it. I could get a better cavalry division template here for that change over to the semi-motorized Stug 3 division, the first cavalry division event here. So I'm probably gonna do this, since these fully form with very high experience, and they just pop out on the map, and you fill them up with equipment, and they can fight. I'll probably do this right before Barbarossa, and that means I can't use them and gain more experience in Albania. However, I can send, I have my OKW reserve here. I have a Gebergs brigade. I think you guys don't need to move ever. So I'm gonna send, this is a really small unit that you get from the start. It's very, very small. It's totally pointless. It's totally pointless. That's why I like it. I think we're gonna send you to Bari. What else do you wanna send? What makes sense in Greece and in Greece? Maybe the cavalry brigade here. What else do you want to send down to Greece? I have 5 full infantry armies of 16 infantry divisions. And what I think I'm gonna do is I have 144,000 recruits now. I really don't like to change the laws, the recruitment laws, if I can avoid it at all. I have 2.2 million men in my army. It's gonna be almost a year before I attack Russia, the Soviet Union. So I think what you want to do here is maybe we have a combat width of 25 for the starter infantry divisions. I'm fairly happy with how I removed the heavy artillery. I'm not gonna obviously. Oh yeah, in Black Ice you have a separate light anti-tank battalion here. You could instead move over to a support anti-tank and have only half of the amount of anti-tank. 36. I think it's 12 if you have support. 24 here. Yes, 24 light anti-tanks. But I'm happy as it is. So what I'm thinking of doing is duplicating and removing 1 infantry battalion and go down to 8. That will lower the combat width to 23. Which I think if you have the general trait, which lowers your combat width, it's gonna go down to, if the field marshal has it and the general has it, I think it's gonna go down to combat width 20, which fits, I think, is it 75? I don't know combat width. It shouldn't matter much these days in Hearts of Iron, the combat width. But what I want to achieve is get more manpower back into my manpower pool, so I can design more divisions instead of larger ones. So let's examine the stats. Soft attack goes down to 86, which is not very good. The way to do that is to improve the quality of your light artillery, or even add a 5th artillery regiment. But 86 is decent. Best case, these guys shouldn't fight a lot in Russia, they should defend. 130, they only have 40 breakthrough, so you don't want to attack with them. Obviously you're going to have to attack with them, but if you lose 3 points of breakthrough and like 3 points of soft attack, is that it? Yeah, I think we're gonna have to do this. Take down the combat width, save save a bunch of I mean, let me know in the comments if there's anything against doing this. It could be the combat with discussion, but hopefully I use this manpower to invest it into better, more mechanized, faster, higher quality, instead of lowering the quality. I could make my army larger per se, but I would run out of manpower, and it would lower the quality of my infantry, of all my army. Instead, I keep it at this size and increase the quality overall. I think this is the right way to go. So we are gonna make a 1940 type, which is the smaller version. And I'm probably gonna change all my divisions to this. And we could LARP, roleplay a little bit, that now we got this more mid-war modern field grau, field green. Is there anything? Okay, I don't allow new equipment here, so really, and I'm not using the modern rifles, I'm not using the modern uniforms. I do think I'm using all new equipment, but not the most modern. I mean, if this is a bad decision, 79 infantry divisions, and they're all gonna become the new smaller. We still lack handheld anti-tank, but we will gain 99,000 manpower. All right, let's do this, and we'll put Runstedt's Army Group A on training. Yeah, we'll lose a bit of experience, but almost none of these divisions has fought a lot and has any experience, more than 11 basic experience. So see, we just went up 100,000 manpower. Sorry, I've been rambling for probably an hour now. Just gonna check the OBS. How long is the stream? Does it say here? 50 minutes. No. Yeah, an hour and 3 minutes. That's nice. That's good intuition. So what's going to happen? Oh, and I didn't even show you the war in... What I've been doing is microing naval bombers, fighters in North Africa. They have redesigned the map. You have fewer air bases now. I am using some elite long-range medium bombers to logistically and strategically strike Western Desert here. So I enjoy micromanaging a few small air units because it's so easy to get. The Italian just move around all the time here, and I've sent down the coastal submarines. And Italy has been fairly successful. They've been sinking more ships of the British than they lost themselves. And my naval bombers, these old ass Dornier 22 bombers, they've been efficient. All right, why are you including? I would like you to be a. It is a specialized air wing. Only plane models already in the air wing are allowed, even and yet this air wing has managed to send some Heinkels in. So now I'm gonna make them reserve air wings, because I wanna use my long range new modern Heinkel bombers in a separate air unit. Okay. So that's what's going on. So what I'll do if I keep playing now is it's gonna be really hard to push in the Western Desert as it looks now. Italy doesn't need any Lend-Lease. I've sent some Lend-Lease to Slovakia. Denmark doesn't need any, but Slovakia's been getting old crappy equipment. Oh, and I've been grinding the British here in the British Channel, and we at the beginning we lost 1-1, and I felt, oh, this is not really optimal. But now we're getting 1-2 odds in losses because my fighters are modern, not because my stats here, they have radar covering the British Channel, but I have better, more modern. But I do believe in Black Ice. The AI doesn't produce its fighters only. Maybe they do. If they have high losses on fighters, Black Ice is just gonna give them a certain amount of, like, are you 33% below the default value for 1940? Here, scripted, cheat, get free fighter X equipment from Black Ice. So whatever I kill here, it's pointless because it's automatically gonna reinforce in an endless loop. So this is a bit of role playing, and maybe I gain air experience, and I do believe I am able to defeat Russia air-wise with 46 BF super modern F. This is a 1941 version, upgraded. So I can afford this. At least in the older versions of Black Ice. How it is now in this version, who knows? Who knows? But I'm bleeding down, and I guess I'm figuring that maybe this distracts the British from having air superiority in eastern Libya over Tobruk, so I'm helping the Italians the only way I can, air-wise. Right. And I need to focus on helping with Greece. Right. So this turned out to be a very detailed and very long one. So if you made it to the end, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I would very much like to have a few comments about Black Ice, why you watch these videos, what is good or what is bad. Do you see any way I can improve it? I really don't want to... There's so much to talk about in Black Ice that watching slow as speed gameplay, to me, it doesn't make sense. I've done 2 streams about it already. I don't think I'm gonna do more, or not many of them. So thanks. See you in the next one. Bye.